Hello, we're back in the shed.
The weather is a bit warmer, but still cold enough for jazzy hats.
Still a bit cold. Okay, you're gonna have to put up with us both wearing hats because we've both got hat hair now.
Simon's got no hair. In this episode of the show, we'll be getting you ready for the next round of the LCT Euro Cup, the Volta Limburg Classic.
To make things a little bit more interesting this time, we have got some stuff to give away. What's better than a giveaway? Nothing is better than a giveaway.
Nothing.
We have got a Fauxpro cat. We've got a couple of these.
Yeah.
We don't know what the criteria for the competition is just yet, but we'll ad-lib that. We've also got some handsome Fauxpro socks, logo up the back there. They're quite long. They're a good cut. I like them. They're quite tight, but
if you have cankles, they're not for you.
If you've got cankles, size up. To be with a chance of winning this rather fetching cap, really good for, well,
comment below, and the person with the most likes in our next video gets it posted straight to them.
Yeah. So witty, funny comments, or just telling us how crap we are.
Mostly that.
To be with a chance of winning the socks, we want you to guess the winner of this week's race.
The Volta Limburg Classic. In addition to the Limburg Classic, we'll be covering all the races in the LCT Euro Cup, so don't forget to like and subscribe to Fauxpro to be kept in the loop. We've once again teamed up with Avis to bring you some sweet deals on car rentals. Check the link in the description for more details.
So before we start, let's have a recap of what happened in round 1. That was the Challenge Mallorca, which we featured in our last video. The racing started with the Trofeo Cesar Líneas, as predicted, with a 176km rolling stage finishing up a second category climb, the Puy San Salvador. It was always going to be dominated by breakaways and classics riders. An early break of 3 riders went away pretty much from the gun, barely 10km into the day. They did a sterling job and we thought they might just hold on, but alas, with 30km to go, the peloton reeled them back in.
And that was when things got pretty tasty. At the foot of the Puy, the real racing began, with a group of 25 riders arriving together. Following a flurry of attacks, 4 riders were left in the fight. Jesus Herrada of Cofidis took the honours, with hotly tipped Valverde only managing 3rd on the day. The second day of racing, the Trofeo Andrax, was a very hilly affair, taking nearly 3,500 metres of vertical ascent. The race was won by Bora Hansgrohe's Emmanuel Bachmann after he pulled Tim Wellen and Bauke Mollema's pants down.
Not literally, but yes, it was a pretty good display of strength. Day 3 was the Serra de Tramuntana. Tim Wellens came out on top in the 3rd day of racing following a frantic day of attacking. The peloton broke up as it hit the Puy Mayor, with the previous day's winner Emmanuel Bachmann again showing good form to summit with a lead of 15 seconds over Tim Wellens and Sergio Higuita. The duo caught Bachmann on the descent and Wellens went for the attack 5km from the finish. He managed to stay away all the way to the line for the win. Now this sets up for day 4, a much less dramatic affair with the Trofeo Playa de Palma. As expected, the stage was won for the sprinters and Marcel Kittel took the bunch sprint in Central Palma to open up his 2019 account.
So after our first round of racing, Tim Wellens is leading the LCT Euro Cup with 105 points, and the rest of the top 10 is shaping up like this. We got Wellens on 105 points, Emmanuel Bachmann in 2nd spot on 85 points, 3rd place Jesus Herrada with 78, and 4th is Alejandro Valverde with 66 points. 5th is Guillaume Martin with 63 points.
Bauke Mollema sits in 6th with 60 points, 10 ahead of Marcel Kittel in 7th, with Sergio Higuita, Timothy Dupont and Patrick Conrad scoring 46, 35 and 31 respectively to round out the top 10. So now on to our next race, the Volta Limburg Classic, which takes place on the 6th of April. The race starts and finishes in IJsden, just south of Maastricht in the Limburg province of the Netherlands.
The race forms part of the 1.1 ranked Europe Tour. Whilst this race may not be as widely known as other major classics, the winners list features a host of household names. We've got Tony Martin, Mr. Muller himself, Pavel Brut, and Stefan Kung.
Oh, he was the guy that was lucky enough to be riding that BMC last year, wasn't he? That's
integrated
slick.
everything.
Oh, that was a lovely bike. BMC, if you want to send us a test model, we'd be happy to do a review for you. The 2019 race features a slightly revised course from the previous years. The first 100k is as lumpy as your nan's mash. It heads east, taking in a number of bergs, including the notorious Bemelerberg and the Meerlinge, which averages a brutal 12%. Once the race reaches the furthest point, the riders will complete 3 11km laps of Vals, covering a few more of those lumps before looping back to IJsden.
With less than 15k to go, they'll have to tackle the Meerlinge for a second time, followed immediately by the 1.3km Hoesberg. If anyone's feeling strong, this will be the ideal place to attack, particularly if there's a headwind. If a lone rider can enter the narrow Voorstraat tunnel back into IJsden with any kind of advantage, it's very likely they can hold the peloton off as they wind back through the narrow streets to the finish.
The start list features all of the top Pro Conti teams, all looking to feature heavily and earn invitations to the upcoming Pro Tour events. Rumpot Charles, Sport of Landeren Balois and Wanty Gobert will all be preparing their Gucci's for their Cobbles campaigns and trying to fine-tune their lineups. Vital Concept are going to be trying to make up for lost coverage, having been recently snubbed by the Tour de France.
British interest will be looked after by Canyon powered by Bloor Homes and Madison Genesis, who have reigning British champion Connor Swift in their lineup. Both teams will be doing everything in their power to light up the race and see how they stack up against their continental counterparts. With 50 points on offer in the LCT Euro Cup, Tim Wellens, who won't be taken to the start line, can't lose the lead, but it's very likely that there'll be a shake-up in the top 10.
So that's what you have to look forward to this weekend. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with a roundup of the Volta Limburg Classic and a preview of the Rutland Melton International Cycle Classic, which takes place on the 24th of April. Don't forget to check out Fauxpro, Avis and LCT Euro Cup. You'll find links to their websites in the description.
Silly hats.
Silly hats.
And once again, don't forget to like and subscribe to be kept up to date with everything that we do.
Have a good one and we will see you next time. See you later.
Bye.